Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm sure you're beginning to get the first few tingles of Christmas. I'm one of those people who doesn't want to think about it, sing about it, hear it until the 1st of December. So yes, slowly getting into the mood. So I thought I would do something obviously Christmassy and sparkly, makeup inspired, and this beautiful, beautiful Charlotte Tilbury palette came through the post with a thank you. It's absolutely stunning. It's called BeautyVerse. This is the packaging. I think they've spent quite a lot of money and time on the advertising for it. That is the visual. You can actually see that the makeup that they've used is quite silvery on Jordan and Kate. Yeah, it's kind of quite pinky and peachy, isn't it, there? So I'm not sure how we're going to end up. As you can see, I haven't even touched it, and actually I'm going to abroad for a work trip, and actually the bride wanted makeup from this palette, so wonderful. I happen to have that palette. So we'll see where the makeup goes. I've absolutely no idea. I've still got my little friend here, keeps coming back. I'm going to blitz it with a blob of retinol every night, I think. How random place to have a spot. Anyway, the glamour, just keeping it real, you know. Oh, beautiful Dior nail varnish. Kind of drifted from my absolute obsession with Nails Inc, which I still love. Nature's Earth, Mother's Calling is my favourite green ever. But yes, really loving this. It's actually quite long wearing as well. I quite like the dinkiness of the small nail varnish. You never get through a whole nail varnish, do you? It just dries up. Right, let us start. Just tuck that behind there. And I think I'm going to go in with my Forever Skin Glow from Dior, because that's basically what I've been reaching for. And I thought, let's just get on with it. This is the shade 2W. 2W. It's quite, let's get rid of my face. It's quite dark and yellow, isn't it, 2W? But it works for me, luckily. The reason that I love this foundation, if you aren't someone, and I know many of you like this foundation, it's a bit of a classic. It's a bit like the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, but different. I can explain the difference as well. In terms of it's a very sort of cult, much loved foundation. Now, it's a medium coverage. You can see the coverage compared to what I would have been normally wearing is much heavier, which I like, because I want to perfect my skin. And what I will do is, now I've taken it down there, I'm going to put a little bit foundation into my brush. I'm saying I want to put it down there. I want to bring the majority of that foundation, but I want to do it on my neck. And I don't want to use my hands because I don't want the same amount of coverage, because I don't want it to go on my neck. So I never think that when I apply foundation it actually looks that elegant, but then I was like, makeup application isn't, in reality, it's not elegant, is it? I mean, maybe a lip or sort of a blush, but I just want to get a good coverage on my skin that looks as flawless and as skin-like as possible. So this is how I would recommend that you give it a go and try and do. So I want a really beautiful, flawless skin. And this is a little bit more glowy and dewy than the Armani, for instance. Maybe I'll use the Armani next week. Armani's great. So for instance, at work, a lot of makeup artists use Armani because it doesn't have too much glow. Whereas this is lovely if you were there with your artist or model to kind of control the level of shine. But if you make someone up and then sort of an hour later they're being photographed, you need to really consider the products that you use will kind of stay in place and stay put. So it's better to have something that's slightly more medium coverage. But I'm sure that many of you who watch this channel are concerned about how your makeup photographs on the red carpet. Just the red carpet of life, which, let me tell you, is obviously far more important. I'm just going to go in and whiz that around to try and stop that there. Really would like to get some Profilo in my skin, actually. I normally get Profilo. I didn't have it last year, but I normally have, because I think it really did last. I had it for 2 years running twice. with the lovely Dr. Sarah Tonks. And I didn't really feel my skin needed it, but I haven't had it now for a while, and so a couple of years, and I could feel it could just do with that little sort of surge of moisture. Anyway, I'm talking out loud here as I'm applying my base. This is a 108 BK Beauty brush. Again, not too big, but enough just to push the product into my skin and sort of buff it so it's nice and fresh too. Had a little colour on my eyebrows, and I've done on my SPF before, but I can tidy those up. Right, so as I look at myself now, what I see is a kind of very warm complexion that looks very flat. So now it's important to kind of bring it up, and I do that by adding a much lighter concealer. This is the Multitasker Concealer by Rimmel. It's fantastic because it's almost like a dupe for the face tape, because it is really, really dense in pigment. So you don't need too much, and you really have to sort of buff it into the skin. And I wouldn't, if my skin was feeling particularly dry, or I was maybe topping up my makeup, maybe going from work or something, then going out for drinks or meeting friends or whatever the scenario is, I'd probably use something a little bit more hydrating. Like the Beauty Pie concealer is great for topping up because it's got that nice hydration in it. But in this instance, I want it to kind of lighten up my eye area, which then makes my eyes look small without makeup, but we'll get back to that. To cover up any imperfections, like my little friend, you want to use the same colour concealer over the top, but actually the Dior is so beautiful. I don't really need any concealer on the rest of my face. That's why it's quite nice, but I just need to lift that under eye area. So let me just go, let's see, I've got the Beauty Pie concealer here. Annoyingly, the ones that it's okay, the ones that I was sent didn't have any barcodes on what numbers they are, so I think this is the light one. Anyway, just to kind of get that nice light that I talked to you about, it can sit on that area of my face. It doesn't look too much, because the eyes, as you can see, are going to be super glossy. You want to then avoid going in for like super glossy skin. I mean, obviously Charlotte Tilbury is all about superpower gloss, but I just think it's nice when you have a play with textures. The juxtaposition of the kind of matte against the sheen, against the glitter is all lovely and there to be played for, but within the right balance. Oh, right, okay. Let me see. Let me start. I do like to start with, I'm going to keep my skin, no, let me just do a little bit of powder first. So I'm going to take a tiny little brush. Tiny little brush. This is my Kitco Soft Blender. Just use the tip nice and tapered and just go in to those areas that I want to conceal. Just a few little thread veins. And that between my brow. I'm actually using the MAC Studio Fix powder, which I absolutely love. You can see it's got number 2 on it from my kit, but it is quite heavy, so go easy on it. My favourite is the sort of by Terry, because that feels so nice. Let me take some makeup off that mark. Oh, the light's suddenly with me. That's a little bit more flattering and easier for you guys to see. So let's brush the brows through. And I had some of the brow gel in it. I need to tint my brows actually, because I think I'm going to get a healthier, stronger looking brow if I just give them a bit of a tint. Well, it's that kind of lazy beauty, isn't it? It's great to kind of get everything tinted and then you think, oh, you know, looking good. So I wake up this morning and I go in with my Nabla, just paint a few little more randoms, just to give it a bit of strength. It always looks quite soft on the camera when I look back. Let's give it a little bit more shape. And with this, you don't need to be scared about, just plant it. You can always blend it. And I'll do a proper eyebrow tutorial because I know some of you asked for it in the comments in January when we come back. That just feels like forever away, doesn't it? Thankfully. Right, let's begin. What I love about this are these colours here. So for all skin tones, you've got really nice mattes, which you can shape the eye with. So you can make it really kind of spacey and galactic, pretty and feminine, kind of like mid-tone for everybody, and then smoke it up a little bit. So I'll probably start, maybe we'll just go a little bit darker straight away with the warmth. Obviously I kind of gravitate to this colour with my skin tone, just not distract you from that, but I might just go a little bit deeper. Let's just see how it goes. I can always lift it. Always try and use the shadows, sorry, the glitters afterwards. Get the nice dark shades on first. So I'm going to really build up using the darkest shade on the outside. And it's really nice actually with these sort of products because you can get a nice strong eye, but it doesn't have to be sort of dark and heavy. It's that kind of like soft feel. I'm now twisting this brush. This is a Refa 28. So I'm using the tip to kind of cut in to the socket there. So I've got a nice flat shape here, and then turn your tool around just to help with the angle of your eye. I'm just going to really layer that up. And take a cotton bud, and I'm going to run that right along my lash line. Ooh. My husband's just come back from the supermarket. He's having a fun time in the car, isn't he? Or maybe it's not, maybe it's... Oh, I think it might be a delivery guy actually. So I like to use the cotton bud, as you probably see me do, is just as like a little perfector, because it really pushes the colour pigment into your eye without moving it too much. Because sometimes if you use a brush, I'm not sure whether you've ever experienced this and you're going over what you're doing, it can then spread too far. Just get a clean brush here and just do the side bits. See, that's nice when it's spreading softly like that. Just one moment. Typical, not anyone knocking on the door until I press record. Oh, looks nice coming back to it. So yes, so the movement of the shadow is really great with the cotton bud, but then to soften it sort of up into the brow, it's a nice soft fluffy brush. I like the warmth of that. I like it more than I thought I would. So using that same technique, I'm just going to go in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, come on. Using that same technique, I'm just going to go in and darken that socket line to kind of push my eye back and to give it just a little bit more depth. Off he goes on his merry way. Nice he's playing a few Christmas tunes, right? Aren't we lucky to get things delivered so easily? But I do miss those days of just went to the shops for the whole day. But I mean, I don't have the time to spend for shopping for the whole day, but it's just not the same anymore, is it? And then when you do go out, I just never find anything I want. Good. Okay, so I'm going to stick it there. I'm going to stick there. I might as well match it up on the other side, I suppose. And then I'm probably going to use, I got a Victoria Beckham pencil out. Someone said, I think, on the channel, I've got one, show me how to use it. I mean, it's the same as any pencil. This is the brown one. They're very, very soft. And I thought because this is soft, I was going to go in with the brown here. It's slightly reddy. I don't really not keen on the readiness. Let's see how it... Oh no, that's quite like... No, I like that. No, I like that. You know how some browns can read quite red? I thought, I'm not sure if that's going to work. I might need a little bit of black. Do need to like run a little bit of colour just along there. Yeah, really lovely pigment. So that's very soft, and you can see how it's obviously made a difference to my eye. Let's do the other side nice and quickly. There we go, matching, matching, matching. Just make sure that's nice and soft. I don't want to pull it too far down on my eye, as I want to make it, I don't want to make it too, or make my eyes droop, but I want to kind of create that nice shadow. It's very flattering, isn't it? Much more than I thought. That's always nice. So let's go back in with the lovely Victoria Beckham liner. They're also very smudgy, and then they also stay in place once they've dried. But brown is really lovely, and it gives, what you may have seen from what happened on my face, is that it gives definition to the eye. And obviously the magic will come when I put the mascara on, is it gives definition to the eye without it looking too intense, which, as I film in daylight as well, obviously look really lovely if it was in a dark environment, but this is a little bit softer. I got to the point eventually there, didn't I? My God, sorry. Right, let's do a little bit of lash curling. These are quite nice. These are Surratt eyelash curlers, and they're a little bit straighter. So if you've got quite a deep set eye or a much straighter eye, these work really, really well. Sometimes I do a couple of bends, but that's enough, I think. Right, so what kind of sparkle should we go for? I think probably just, maybe we'll go with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So now I need to take a nice firm brush, so it's nice and flat. Let's go in with the actual, we'll go with dark lilac first and blend that. Oh God, it's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful, yeah. But I don't want to take that into the socket, so I just want to keep it just over that area. Whereas the images of Jordan and Kate, they've gone much more silvery, but I prefer the warmth. Let's go in with the really lilac and see what happens. Brighter. Ooh. Fresh. You only need a tiny bit, which is good news. And then of course you can spread the silvery one all the way across the centre. So I'm going to go, let's go for the super, super highlight, but with the same brush, and go right across the centre of my lid, like the highest point, to really capture. Oh yes, that looks fantastic. So literally you can kind of go down if you want to, just to almost cause a stripe. And then I'm going to take a tiny little brush and use the light shade again and place that, oh that's nice, just over the tear duct. So that's kind of like the highest point. I'm going to soften that because it's a little hard. You can imagine if you've got granddaughters or daughters and they get a palette like this at Christmas, it must be crazy bedlam. Everyone trying it on, you know, Nana and Grandma getting a look on. I love that. Now I'm just going to try something. I'm going to take a soft fluffy brush and I'm going to dip that in the lightest one and just take it off the back of my hand, and I'm going to add a little bit of light there, but I don't want to make it too dominant, so it's probably made my brow a little dominant, but it's kind of fun. So now I'm going to take this bony colour here, push that in and just sweep that over there so it doesn't look too much, but I've still got that nice kick of light, do you see? So if you go too far, just soften it. It's quite an 80s thing, isn't it, to have that sort of light there, but it looks nice because it does shape the eye, and that looks quite fabulous. Really, really pretty. Woo! Right, let's go in with the darker tip. Where's my brush, the darker tip? Back in with the darkest colour, back in that shade, just to bring it out after using the really metallics, the metallic colours. Just again, so in case it's layered over or just softened, that kind of extra dollop of enhancement. Even with my eyes, that makes a huge difference. If you've got very deep set eyes or big eyes, you wouldn't probably need to do that. Lovely. Oh, we need to stop. Just onto that. Right, let's go in with the brilliant Estee Lauder mascara that I've been enjoying. Nice big barrel. And with this look, you need mascara. I love it. Look, straight away, boom. And it kind of gives you this really cool lash, sort of quite spiky. Really nice. Loving the lilacs. And lots on the bottom. And another way that I love to wear sparkle, after I've stopped poking myself in the eye with mascara, is to wear it with a little bit of mascara and then just the metallic over my lid. It's such a nice way to wear sparkle, and it's simple but kind of like, it's casual. I'm just popping round to have a glass of mulled wine, but I got a bit of sparkle on my eye, you know. Then you can just put your Christmas jumper on, a bit of a sparkly eye, but not too made up, you know. I've got my Christmas earrings for next week. I bought those. Oh, and these I'm hoping that my friend has got them in stock now. So you know my friend Helena, who runs Cheerings, or Open Cheerings, it's a baby business. She names all her earrings. And I went round to see her the other night, and she went, I've got some Caroline earrings. Oh yeah, they're the Caroline earrings. I mean, beautiful, beautiful green hearts. She knows me. So that was a real Barnesy bonus. Oh, sometimes you just can't stop putting on mascara. Right, leave it there before it looks awful. Right, so let's see what we're going to do with the lip. I was going to go really dark on the lip. I still might go dark on the lip. We'll see. I think I'll probably have to keep my hair quite simple if I go over the top with this look, but we'll see. Right, there's a little bit more powder on, but I need a fine powder because I want to knock back the shine here and here, but I don't want to use the strength. I don't want anything as strong as my MAC because it will look too heavy on my skin. So I've got out of the cupboard translucent Laura Mercier. Absolute classic. Again, just nice. See, it's these sort of bits there that I need to knock back. Now, she also has this, these are the two things that they sent me. It's called a Hollywood Blush and Glow Glide palette. Now that's slightly scaring me. I don't know how. Oh, very buttery. Let's see what it looks like on my hand. Don't know, should we try? Okay, let's try. I would say, I'm going to do it with a buffing brush. I don't want to put too much on, and it's very soft and very pigmented. So I'll probably use it as like a high blush. I don't really want it at the front of my face. But maybe buff down, sort of a bit, sort of 70s coming through the eye. That might be quite nice. Yes, it's like a warm. Oh, it's quite beautiful. Well, well, well. See, you live and learn, don't you? That's why you've got to go in and try these things. I'm not going in with the gold because for me, only for me, that will be on top of what I've already got, too gold for me. But I am genuinely surprised. Just put a bit of colour across my nose as well. That is really brought it all together. Woohoo! Oh, how nice. Who knew? Right, so you might be shocked at this. So I thought, what should I do for the lip? And I use one of my lovely Lisa Eldridge lipsticks, but possibly match it with a bit of Tower 28 gold lip gloss. Now, I love Velvet Morning, this is not Velvet Morning. This is Velvet Cinnabar. Yes, I thought I'd lost my mind there and forgotten it is Velvet Cinnabar. I use them so carefully. This is the one that I absolutely adored last year and I haven't worn it this year, but it might be too heavy. So I thought, well, I'll just add a little bit of gloss on top. I should just stop talking, shouldn't I, and apply it. So the thing with Lisa's lipsticks, as you know, is they are very, very potent in colour, which is amazing. And what I love about Velvet Cinnabar is that it's not too, it's like a browny red, so it doesn't have that pingy brightness, but it just feels really luxe. And I hadn't found a colour like this for a long time. They were just deep reds, whereas this is a bit more orangey. So easy to apply, straight off my lip line though, because I just don't want it to travel too quickly. And I love the softness of it. Okay, so go back to my little buds. I'm not sure you could get to the end of a Lisa Eldridge lipstick because you just need a tiny amount. It's just a warm and cozy colour, right? Now, just even with the bud, because I don't want the colour to travel, just push it towards the lip line. Whereas if I went in with a lipstick, sorry, a lip liner or a lip brush even, I might just go too far. But this is just because my lips are, you know, more soft and I just need to be more gentle with it, but I still want to have the nice shape. And then ring finger, and I just push it on to give me a little bit more width. Lovely. See, now I've got really brave with that. Again, I want to put a little bit on my cheeks, but I'm not going to, because that might be a bit too much. What I do want to do, which is bothering me, because this is too cold now with this nice lipstick, I'm going to push back that bit there. I don't like that brightness of white there. I like the brightness. Always nice to have the brightness in that area of the face. But not so white that it was cold. So there's the look with just the lip on. Freeze. I'm freezing because I'm like, shall I put that gloss on? Yeah, come on, put the gloss on. I like the lip, but for me, I'm just going to do a proper job and then we'll decide. I like the lip shape, but personally not with everything else going on. So it's a lovely, lovely colour. And this Tower 28 is just really, really nice and balmy, but for me, it's a matte finish. What do you think? Do you agree? I think that's also because I'm a bit of a coward probably with my lips because I don't like the colour to move. I was out for dinner with my son in the night and he said, Mum, you've got red lipstick all over your face. Obviously just been talking like it was expressing something and forgot I had lipstick on. It was just like all up the side of my face. I mean, hilarious. There we go. Lovely. Well, good luck enjoying yourselves as much as possible, meeting up with friends, going to Christmas markets, enjoying the twinkle lights. I hope you've liked today's look. She's pulling her hair out thinking, oh, no, it's definitely probably going to be like a little hair back day with that makeup. I hope you've enjoyed the makeup inspiration, and she's looking now towards the mirror. Nothing on my teeth. Hope you enjoyed the makeup inspiration, and I'll see you next week. Bye!